Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Joni Ogg, and on behalf of TravelProfessionalNews.com, Home-Based TravelAgent.com, and FindAHostTravelAgency.com, I'd like to welcome all of you to today's webinar and let you know how much we appreciate you being here today. We're thrilled to welcome our speaker today. We all love Jenn Lee. She is leading the charge for both TPI and vacation planners now. She's head of both of them. President Jenn Lee's passionate and bold approach to amplifying the travel planning experience for both the travel advisor and the consumer is what wakes her up every morning with hopefully a big cup of coffee. Um, her insights are always featured in travel industry publications. We love to feature them and podcast interviews. She does speaking, guides advisors across the country, and her favorite activity and blessing in her professional world is that. She truly loves what she does. I don't know how she does it all, but she loves it. Personally, Jen splits her time between Florida and Alabama and various Delta flights because she's in the air quite frequently. Today's webinar topic is going to be super fun. We've been excited about doing this one. It's beyond traditional marketing, how travel advisors scale their business through influencer partnerships, something I know all of us are kind of interested in. One very lucky attendee today is going to win a 30-minute consultation with Jen, so be sure to listen carefully for your chance to win. And another lucky attendee is going to win a $50 Amazon gift card, courtesy of the Ogg family and Travel Professional News. So just remember, folks, as always, when you've been on our webinars, you are muted, but we do welcome your questions at any time. You can type those in the questions area that you see on the right-hand side of your screen where you see questions, and then we'll get to those questions either during if I need to answer the question, otherwise we'll save those questions up and we'll hit Jen up with those after she is done with her presentation. So we encourage your questions. Jen also likes to do a lot of audience participation, so you can be prepared. You're going to be writing in that question thing quite frequently. So let's turn the mic over to my friend Jen so she can get started. Welcome.
Hi, Joni. Hey, everybody. I'm so excited for today's webinar topic. And Joni, this came up because you and I were doing a webinar about a month or so ago, right? And in
Yep,
the middle
exactly.
of it, somehow or another during this interactive, somebody mentioned something. I mentioned something about working with online influencers, and we got an influx of people like, no way, I would never do that. And I was like, uh-oh, you don't know what I know. And so I'm excited to kind of open up the vault a little bit and get your minds open to how we here at Vacation Planners, our franchise division of TPI, which is the host agency most of you have probably heard of, how we are starting to see advisors like literally add millions of dollars of sales to their business just by smartly partnering with the right type of influencer. And so I want to take the stigma away. I also want to take away the mystery of what does it look like? How do you make it work? Because that's what we get a lot of questions on. So let's kick off the interactive portion to this right away, Joni. So
Okay.
for everyone that's listening live, I'd love for you to type in there, who do you think, what's the question I want to ask them? Have you ever thought about working with an online influencer? So answer yes or no. And if it's yes, what has stopped you from doing it? And if it's no, why are you saying no? So I want to hear that, because by the end of this, I'm going to change your mind, because as I've told many webinar attendees, I usually know what I'm talking about. Is that right, Joni? I usually kind of know what
Oh,
I'm doing.
she does. She does.
So
Okay.
as
So
typing those answers in,
like, want
and
me
then I'm
to
going to
start
have you,
reading a couple of them to you? We have some yeses and we have some nos. We
okay,
have
go
some
for it.
yeses that say they're already doing it. We have someone that said they just bought a $27 workbook. Good for you.
All right.
No, I hadn't really thought about it. I'm thinking I'm too new. I'm not sure I'm ready for it. I was trying to become my own influencer. No, never thought about it. Not sure where to begin. That's probably the question of the hour, or the answer of the hour.
Got it.
Um, yes, but they seem to be out of touch. Thought about it, but didn't want to spend too much time on it. Don't have time for it. Kind of, that's
Yeah.
about the gist of it.
Awesome, awesome. So that I don't have time for it. That's something that I see, and one of the main reasons why we launched Vacation Planners, our franchise division, is because that's exactly what's happening in today's travel advisor world. There's only so much you can do. And here's the thing, if you can free up your time with some other things, whether it be email automations, good CRMs, or someone else doing your marketing for you, you will have the time and the clarity to be able to do just what we're going to talk about today. Also, not knowing where to start, that seems to be the number one answer for sure. When I talk, I don't even know where to begin. Like, how do you have this conversation? What you feel like you got to know everything. So let's get diving into it. Thanks, Joni. So here's some basic principles that I want you guys, I always like to kind of like set your mind straight in the beginning. All right. So these three basic principles are things that you should really be keeping in mind. Number one, would you or would you not agree? People buy from those they know, like, and trust, right? I mean, that's kind of a standard in sales. We buy from people that we trust or that we know and that we feel like we must like. So if we know that to be a basic principle, it's going to play a role in my next question in a moment. Number two, the second basic principle is loyalty points are earned by being part of a client's overall life success story. Now, let me share with you what I mean by that. Have you noticed that there are brands that start out as one thing and then they start adding to it? I'll give Spanx as an example. I don't know why I thought of Spanx because I'm not even wearing any today, but Spanx started out, first off, does everybody know who Spanx are? Go ahead and type that in. And do you own a pair? Boys and girls can own Spanx. Okay. So Spanx started out trying to solve the problem of wanting not to have panty lines underneath a pair of pants, but not wanting to wear pantyhose underneath the pants because they wanted to be able to wear, she wanted to be able to wear open-toed shoes. That's the gist of how Spanx started. Now Spanx is a bigger part of everybody's lives. She didn't stop at the one product. She continued on. What else does my customer look for? What else does my customer desire? And can I fill that desire where it makes sense for my business model? So now Spanx has pants, they have shorts, they have jeans, they have tops, they have yoga wear, they have all traveling wear, they have all kinds of things because their customer is going to become more loyal to them if Spanx becomes part of a bigger part of their story. What if one day I decided I don't want to wear Spanx any longer? Spanx has lost me as a customer, but I value Spanx. I know them, like them, and trust their products. So when they tee up to me or serve up to me, hey, we sell jeans, I'm like, let's try those jeans. So think about it, guys. And this is going to make sense to you in just a moment. So that's point number two, our basic principle number two. Basic principle number three is this is something you got to get out of your head. And this is what I hear from advisors all the time. Oh, I don't want to bother somebody, or I don't want to be selling them on something. You're not selling anything when you're working with an influencer. What you're doing, change your mindset, is you're helping someone else scale their business while you scale your business. Okay, because influencers, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in a moment, but influencers are in it for one of a multitude of reasons. And they want to be part of their client's overall life success story, but right now they're only fulfilling one component to it. And if it's the right influencer, you're helping them fulfill another component to it. Why do you think Marriott hotels got into the timeshare business back in the 80s, which I actually was one of the first employees for Marriott timeshare resorts? They said, you know what, we've already got a client who loves to travel with us and stay in our hotels. Why aren't we capturing their leisure business through timeshare? So the one question that you want to ask yourself, and this is an important question, and write this down, is who already has a relationship with my next best customer, right? Because you're not going to scale your business by selling more than travel, right? You're not going to get into the selling suitcase business. You might. I mean, some people have affiliate links for that. But so now you need to work with an influencer. All an influencer is somebody who already has a relationship with your next best customer. Think about it. It's that bar owner or the wine shop owner. That's an influencer. If everyone loves to go to the wine shop and taste wine, they're an influencer of those who love wine. Now, we're going to talk about online influencers. That's what today's webinar is about. But you're surrounded by influencers all the time. An influencer is someone that you can connect with who already has a relationship with your next best customer. So that is like the top question to always ask yourself. Now, while we're doing it, I would love to see if anybody can like name off somebody or a type of business that already has a relationship with their next best customer, because those are influencers. There are people that you probably follow that are travel and destination influencers. Maybe it's a lifestyle influencer. When I was doing keto, man, I was following all these keto people that knew how to make keto easy. And then I bought an air fryer, and then it was keto in the air fryer. And then I'm following that. And if they had said something to me like, hey, here are my favorite meatballs, I'd buy those meatballs because they influenced me on how to make keto stuff in an air fryer. So therefore, they're an influencer for the meatball company. See, influencers are everywhere, or other service influencers, other service providers. All right, so I want you to take a moment and think about it. Who already has a relationship with my next best customer? I'm hoping some people are going to type in some answers.
Okay, let you know.
Oh God, they're not typing in answers, Joni. Is that
Not
what you're
yet.
telling me?
Not yet.
People.
That doesn't mean they're not coming. Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
We might have slow keyboarding going today.
That's okay. I'm going to keep going because maybe
Okay,
this is the
somebody
first
said they
time.
can't open the chat. Okay, you're not supposed to do it in the chat page. You need to go to the questions area. Okay, so right where you wrote "I can't open" is where you're going to put it. Okay. Somebody says I belong to a pickleball club. That would be a great source. Okay, winery, wine. We have a lot of winos in here. Winery,
Yeah.
wine. Okay.
Really.
I started following an IG influencer that models and sells travel clothes. Ooh, great idea. Car
There you go.
dealerships, yoga instructors, tennis coaches, uh,
All
car
right.
brands, wealth managers. Yep, there we go.
Okay. There you go. Now, let's take one of those for a second. I'm going to tell you some of them are influencers and others are just collaborators. All right. So the difference is you've got to make that connection. Do they already have a relationship? And like a lot of the wineries is a perfect example, right? But I also want you to think about this. If you love selling Italy, and one of our advisors, one of our TPI advisors did this, she loves selling Italy. Well, she's followed an influencer on Instagram who teaches Italian. And so she reached out, and I'll tell you, I'll walk you through her story. But she reached out to say, hey, I follow you. And actually, I'm not going to give away the secret, but it was nothing to do with selling Italian meatballs or being someone who just talks about Italy. She took it one step further. She went outside of that and said, this is someone who's teaching people Italian. Well, wouldn't those people also be interested in going to Italy to practice their Italian? So think about people who already have a relationship with somebody who is your next best customer. So you have to think about, what is it that you want to sell? What do you get passionate about? Are you passionate about cruising? Well, that's not specific enough. Is there an influencer in your local area that's the person that's always talking about family tips on the TV station? That's an influencer, someone who's local, right? Think about the influencers that you're currently following on Instagram, on Facebook. Is there someone who's always talking about airline tips? Is there someone who's always talking about Spanish, teaching Spanish to folks, homeschooling, folks, so you love scuba diving, they talk about some best scuba dive places all over the world, or here's how you work brand new scuba dive equipment, hey, scuba divers for beginners, things like that. Who already has a relationship with my next best customer? And those influencers are everywhere. And it's easy for us to identify travel influencers. And this is where most people go, I don't want to work with these wannabes. Well, that's right. They are wannabes. They're not bees, though. They're not advisors. They're really just sitting there waiting for you to reach out to them. So let's go to the next one. So here's the 4 steps that you're going to go through. I think it's 4, it might be 5. How many steps are there? 4 steps. Step 1, define, find, and engage. So the first thing you want to do is define, what are your goals? How do you see this opportunity? Are you looking to just partner with someone so that you can grow your influence? Or are you looking to sell more travel, right? So define. Find, it's important to find the right influencers that best meet your goals. And I'll give you a tip. AI is your friend. Go to ChatGPT or Claude or whichever Perplexity, whichever one you use. Go in there and type in the prompt. I am a travel advisor. My best customers are fill in the blanks. Retired couples who are looking to travel to Europe. who don't travel often, but have a desire to follow their ancestry. Be as specific as you possible. I'm a travel advisor who does this. Find me 10 influencers on Instagram that talk to the same customer that I'm looking to talk to. Just play around with the prompts in AI. I did it the other day and it gave me 10, it's really thought it through. 10 influencers that would that talk to retired couples who want to travel, who have an interest in Italy. It gave me 10 influencers to reach out to. And these are people who talk about Italian cooking, people who talk about how to travel in Italy, but they're not travel advisors. That it was 10 different profiles. That's how you find the right influencer. Then the next thing you're going to do is engage with them. This is your homework. Define, find, and engage. Engage. Start following them. Connect with them. Learn from them. Actively engage. Get to know them. Get to understand why they're passionate about what they do. Pay attention to the comments. What are people saying? So that's step one. And I'm going to go through the slides relatively quickly, Joni, so that we can open it up to questions as well.
Okay.
Go ahead. Are there any questions so far?
No, not yet.
Okay, so now that you've engaged with them, you've commented, now you're going to send them a DM. You're going to slide into their DMs. Is that how the kids call it? The slide into the DMs? Is that what they call it? Oh, why
I
am
don't
I
know.
asking you? You're old like
Why are
me.
you
Okay,
asking me?
I don't know
I
why
would
I'm
not
asking.
know.
Somebody's going to know the answer to that. So step two is the reach out. After you've gotten to know them via Instagram or Facebook or online, you feel like you've made a rapport. Maybe they've commented on a comment that you've made. Then you can reach out to it. Give it a little time. Let it marinate, right? Get that relationship going. When you reach out, you want to just ask them, hey, I've been following you for a couple of months now. I see you're super passionate about A, B, and C. I am as well. I love your content. You know, I own a travel agency, and it got me thinking, have you ever thought about working with a travel advisor to help connect you with your customers in a more meaningful way? Would love a few minutes of your time. Just ask that one question. Hey, I love you. I follow you. I get you. Have you ever thought, here's who I am. Have you ever thought about, would love a few minutes of your time if this is of interest to you, and see where it goes. Once you get them on the phone, then it's really a conversation. Hey, what motivated you to start your channel? It's so refreshing to see someone who, understands that people love to cook, but they don't have a lot of time to cook. You know who they're talking to? That customer is the busy professional. The busy professional, 10-minute cooking for the busy professional. That's a busy professional. You know what else busy professionals like to do? They like to work with travel advisors to plan their travel. That's someone who already has a relationship with my next best customer. So what motivated you to start? What are your goals with your channel? I see you've got, 20,000 or 15,000. It doesn't have to be hundreds of thousands of followers. Hey, I see you're up to 5,000 followers. Congratulations. And it looks like you just started a little while ago. What are your goals? What is it that you'd like to do? What motivated you to start it? Oh, I just love talking about this stuff. I can't believe it. Actually, I've never thought about any goals. Well, hey, how do you currently monetize your efforts? It's possible that in some cases, these folks are monetizing it through affiliate links and they're making money doing it. But have you ever thought about adding a travel component to this, working with a travel advisor? Just ask the question. And the answer will be one of two things, one of three things. No, I've never thought about it. Tell me more. The second answer is, yeah, I've thought about it, but I just didn't even know where to start. And the third answer is, yeah, I tried it and it was a complete bust. Well, guess what? You can overcome all three of those. You never thought about it? Let's talk about it. Yeah, you've thought about it, but you don't know where to start. Let's keep talking. Yeah, I did it and it was a bust. Tell me why. All three answers are an opening for you. Okay. All right. So questions to ask. What motivated you to start your channel? Find out their story. There's always a passion story behind anyone who's doing something like this. Have you ever thought? What are your goals? And how do you currently monetize? Then step three. Now here's a couple of ways that you can start presenting. And again, you don't need to know what you want to present. All you're doing at this stage is just having a conversation. But here's some things for you to be thinking about, and where we've seen, especially our vacation planners franchisees have the time to put this together because we do all their marketing for them. And also our TPI advisors, when they've dove into this influencer marketing, they've really reaped the rewards. Here's some of the ways they've done it. You can just do a simple, let's just do a come with me group. Would you like, I have this one advisor, again, all she's doing is a come with me group, but they've already filled 5 groups. And this is the Italian one I was like, she's already filled 5 groups and waiting lists for more and more and more. And the Instagram person's coming, but they're just coming because they want to hang out with her. She's not even having to do anything. So maybe it's just a come with me group. Maybe it's just a referral link. Hey, you know what? You do a lot of talking about this. What if we work together? You have a referral link. Anybody who books with me using my referral link that comes from your blog, I'll give you a percentage of the commission, or maybe a flat fee per booking. Many of you guys have white labeled URLs from like Virgin Voyages and AMA Waterways and Uniworld. There's so many partners. I think Viking's got one. Like there's so many partners that have dedicated URLs that are white labeled. That's just a link. That's just a referral link. When they book on there, you can have in the intake, tell me how you heard about us. Or you can check your Google Analytics and see that they came through that person's blog. Or maybe it's just cross marketing for one another. Maybe it's just to begin with, let's just contribute to one another's content. No money exchanged. Maybe you can write a post once a week about travel for the people that's part of their community. Here are the hot tips for this week, or here's the hot markets, or last minute travel tips, or how to prepare for traveling for the first time with an infant, whatever that is. Maybe you're providing content for them and you're just kind of testing out the waters. All right, any questions, any comments so far?
Question about splitting revenue and commission, but I don't think you're there yet.
Okay.
And then someone is saying they want to talk on the phone with you.
Well, hopefully you win that 30 days,
Yeah,
that
I was
30
going to say, maybe you'll win.
I'll give out my email at the end. You're welcome to call me anytime. All right, so step 4 is make it official. All right, so this is, you've identified the right person, you've engaged, you've reached out, you've had a great conversation. And it's going to take more than one phone call conversation or one Zoom, right, guys? You're going into somewhat of a partnership, right? A collaboration that money could be exchanging hands. So you want to make it official. These are some ideas. I would always get everything in writing, think very, very specific. And if it's involving the sharing of commission or anything like that, I would work with an attorney. I'm a huge believer in everyone being a member of ASTA. If you're a member of ASTA, you will get, I think, a 15% discount on any of the ASTA lawyers that they recommend. Tom Carpenter, Mark Pestrong. I know there's a couple of other, Larry Gore. There's a couple of others that work with ASTA, but let's make it official. Here are things to think about. Terms of the agreement, length of the agreement. You want to have an exclusivity clause with a non-compete in it. You want to clearly identify who owns the client, which, by the way, nobody owns anybody. That's illegal. But you know what I mean. Are there any limitations? Are you allowed to market to them outside of this particular opportunity? If you're doing a come with me group, are you allowed to sell? Make it clear this client may want to reach out to me again and book something that has nothing to do with the come with me group. I'm not sharing my commission with you on that, or maybe you are. What's your role as an advisor before, during, and after? I was talking to another advisor of ours who said one of the things that she was really shocked by was that when she was working with this influencer who was giving tips about travel, get this, guys, giving tips about travel, and this blogger was not booking travel at all. It was like, somebody like, going out on a date and it's been a great first date and then they just drop you off at the front door and there's no goodnight kiss. Like, come on, don't do that. Like, why tease me like that? Like, let's close the deal, at least kiss me on the cheek or ask for a second date. So this blogger's been working really, really hard, great content, sharing all these secrets, but had never thought about booking travel themselves and didn't want to, instead was making money with affiliate links. So this advisor reached out and said, hey, why don't we do something? If you're writing about this and they click on it, I'll pay you a flat fee, right? And so then they decided later on to do a come with me group as well. Well, here's what the shocker was. This is a person who had people who were following her all about travel. And this advisor told me what shocked her was how many people had never traveled before. So here is somebody, consumers, following a travel blog all about travel, but yet they had never traveled before. And so the advisor had made some assumptions. Oh, yeah, we booked the cruise and, I'll get back with you in a few months when the final payment's due or whatever. She was like, I made this assumption that because they were following a travel blogger, they must travel. They didn't travel. All they did was read about traveling, Joni. Pretty impressive, right? Like,
Unbelievable, really, actually.
unbelievable, because people are waiting for people to make it easy for them to say yes. And so here this blogger was just cruising along, making a decent living with these affiliate links, but was missing the big picture, which was I, she doesn't want her audience to just stay reading about travel. She wants her audience to travel, to take her tips and do something with it. So now that she's connected with one of our travel advisors, she's doing just that. So what's the advisor role before, during, and after? Who clearly define the marketing responsibilities, clearly define if there's pay involved, what's the schedule, the method, as specific as you can get, you should get. So you need to make it official. So what's my next slide? I can't remember. Okay, things to consider. You need to be thinking ahead of time, or once you start having this conversation, you can't really work with an online influencer unless you have a really strong CRM to track those inquiries. So at Vacation Planners, our franchise division, all of our franchisees, they're lucky because we include Turn CRM as their included CRM. And at TPI, we've negotiated pricing down for our TPI advisors with Turn, Travel Joy, and Travify, some of the best CRMs out there. So make sure you're hooked up to a good CRM so you can track those inquiries and have landing pages. Ask yourself, what kind of reporting will you need to provide? Think about a clear understanding of each other's role. What do you want to do and what don't you want to do? Be thinking about these things prior to having these conversations. Do you have the ability to create a landing page or a website easily, or do you have to hire somebody to do that? Again, in a lot of these CRMs, they have great landing page options for you, group booking options for you. Other things to consider is group space considerations, right? What kind of group space are you willing to take out and manage, whether it be cruise space or maybe it's a guided vacation? Like, what kind of group space considerations do you need to consider prior to reaching out or as you're having those conversations? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back it up a little bit. Let me find a good one here. And then I'm going to put this question up there because I think it's important for us to keep that up there. So y'all start asking me questions, because somebody was asking, I think, Joni, you said about the commission split, right? Is the
Yeah,
question
I'm going to go through some
split?
of these for you. Okay, so
Yeah,
one of them is, how do you navigate splitting the revenue and commission?
by asking. And
Okay,
also taking a
that's
look
easy.
at, yeah, by asking, what's your expectation of a commission split? That's what I would do. Whenever you don't know the answer to something, just ask the person a question. Well, what do you think? Right? Same thing with objections. But yeah, I mean, I've heard folks who, it depends. Is the influencer doing a ton of marketing? Is the influencer doing email marketing as in conjunction to posting? How much is the influencer playing a role in getting that click or getting that person to buy? That's where you start the conversation. Once you have an idea with that, if the influencer is the one that's like doing most of the marketing and you're just doing the fulfillment, then you would probably look at a 60-40 split or a 70-30 split. Now you're still the one managing the booking, managing the client, all that good stuff. So you keep 70, they keep 30, but that's a split from a marketing arm perspective, 30%. Maybe it's just a flat fee. Maybe it's just $100 per booking, right? Depending on what it is, because maybe this influencer talks about a bunch of different things. And it could be, anything over $3,000 is $100 for that booking. Anything over $5,000 is $150. Do the math. Make sure you're selling things that you can make good commission on now. All right, next
Perfect. You
question.
just answered. You just answered the question, which was, should you do a split commission? What amount of business would warrant this? And you just absolutely answered that one. So thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't go into it with you have the answers, all right? The important thing is to get to know that influencer, have that conversation. If you ask these questions that I shared with you, the reach out, you're going to get their story, and that's going to help dictate how the rest, how you're going to work together, right? If they said, what motivated you to start, blogging? Oh, I'm just, I love having affiliate links, and you're going onto their blog and there's pop-ups and all that. Chances are that might not be a good influencer, right? If they're talking about everything under the sun, if they're not really specific. But you know what? Put an affiliate link on there and say, if anybody books with me from your affiliate link, it's a $50 commission that I'll throw your way. Because they've just told you, they're just looking for a scalability of a lot of different things. If somebody is more specific on their audience and who they're wanting to serve and how they want to serve them, they're going to want to be a bigger part of that audience's life, right? That success story in their life. That might warrant a higher split in the commission.
Okay, perfect. I have to clarify, this is just funny, and this will make you have a good giggle. So the gal earlier who had mentioned wanting to talk to you on the phone, she says, no, I want her on the phone with me when I'm talking to the influencer. So I had to clarify. That was very good,
Oh,
Kathy. I don't blame you. I don't blame
you
you.
can
Having
do
Jen on the
it,
phone
whoever you
anytime is
are.
a good thing.
You can
Okay.
do it. You can do it.
Somebody just made a comment that there are probably a lot of people like that who had never traveled before, but are just, wanting to. So they're, watching these channels and are watching these influencers, getting them psyched up for the future. I don't have any more
Right.
questions. Come on, folks. We need more questions.
That's okay. It's, if I can get this all done in 45 minutes, then I guess my job is done, or I've blown their brains. I'm not sure. But here's the thing, guys. That I will tell you what that one person said about, it doesn't surprise you that there are people who just read about it and don't go. Why do you think they don't go? What are they waiting on? Why do you think people just read about traveling and don't travel? I really type it in.
Okay. Scared. Okay. No one asked them yet. Well, that's a great answer. Uh,
Mhm.
money, fear, money, poor follow up, uh, no time, no money, don't know how to
No
book,
clue. No clue.
don't
The
know
answer is
how.
no clue. They have no clue. It's, the answer is no clue. They don't know. They have no clue on how much it costs. They have no clue on how it works. They have no clue on where they want to go. They have no clue if they can afford it. They have no clue. That's the answer. And you all said it
Yeah,
in a different way. This is,
exactly.
can I get on my soapbox for a second?
Yeah, of course you can get on your box.
Okay, good. Guys, the reason I launched Vacation Planners, the franchise division of TPI, is because we have a challenge in our industry. And the challenge is not our travel advisors. The challenge is where travel advisors are spending their time. Travel advisors are spending an enormous amount of time posting on Facebook and Instagram and having to keep up with the marketing. Travel advisors are spending an enormous amount of time trying to figure out what technology would work best, putting together, workflow automations, email automations, all this stuff. Travel advisors are spending a crazy amount of time trying to find the answers to questions in the right community, so on and so forth. What travel advisors are not having, don't have enough time to do, is to have conversations with people, to go to the chamber, to engage with people through an influencer, through their email marketing, or through conversations at the local softball field. Travel advisors are not making an impact locally, and they're not seen because they're at home for the most part. Vacation planners, the reason we started the franchise the way we did it is we've taken all of that off of the advisor's plate. We do all the individual social media marketing, every bit of email marketing, every flyer, every landing page, all the CRM stuff completely integrated, sets you up with everything so that you can focus on those conversations that are going to help people travel. Because what's happened is the consumer has no idea what it's like to work with a travel advisor, because travel advisors all have different business models, right? Travel advisors have models where they don't talk to customers. They have models where everything's done online. They have models where they have a brick and mortar. In some cases, travel advisors only sell luxury, or maybe they only sell cruises, or maybe they only sell to families, or maybe they only sell based on referral. That some people charge fees, some don't charge fees. Some use itinerary apps, others do not. Some have CRMs, others do not. The poor consumer has no idea what it's like to work with a travel advisor. right? And they can't find one. And the reason they can't find them is because our poor travel advisors are stuck in their offices working 18 hours a day trying to make sure they're getting the marketing done, trying to make sure that their CRM is updated, trying to submit their sales because they're working with a host agency that's not integrated, and on and on and on and on. And they're not getting out and having conversations. So the reason why people don't travel has nothing to do, rarely does it have anything to do with money or lack of desire. Rarely. It does in some cases, of course. But it's because, and somebody said it, they haven't been asked. And the reason they haven't been asked is because we haven't done a good job of getting out of our houses, because you guys are bogged down with too many other things. Hence the reason I want you to work with a travel influencer or an influencer who already has a relationship with my next best customer, because that'll give you a chance to increase your sphere of influence, your sphere of influence, for you to be able to touch people that you don't have a relationship with right now. This is why, to me, this is a no-brainer. This, reviews, and referrals are the three ways to grow your business. The other stuff, again, the reason why people are buying our vacation planners franchises is because all they want to do is sell. Most people, all you guys want to do is sell, serve your customer, make an impact in your community, and maybe get your life back, right? Maybe not work 19 hours a day. Well, if we can take certain things off your plate, you'll have a chance. And kudos to all of you who are listening to this, whether you're listening to it live or listening to it later on. You know this is an option for you. The challenge will be, will you do it? And will you do it because now you have the tips, the steps, or will you do it because you have time? Or will you not do it because you don't have time? This is not hard, guys. This is easy. You find, you engage, you connect, you ask a couple of questions, you start a conversation, then you work out the details. So the person that said that they would wish I could be on the phone with them, you've got this. It's not hard. You just got to take the time to do it. So kudos to you for listening to this. That's my soapbox moment, Joni. You know I'm passionate about our advisors. All I
Yeah,
want to
I
do.
know. Well, and you definitely prove that every time you get on here with us and share your expertise. So I have a couple of things to share. So you
Talk to
went
me.
on about the you, first. Okay, first off, I see what you put in front of me here, the facebook.com/group/legacy driven pros.
Yeah, this
Somebody
is just
came
a,
on and said that someone
go
said
ahead.
that link is not live and it does not go anywhere. So I wanted to share that with you. So I don't know if that's true, but I thought I'd share that with you.
Just type in legacy driven travel professional shaping the future, because I know it's live because somebody just joined it this morning. So it might be,
Okay.
maybe
All
my
right.
link is wrong. So apologies. Thank you for bringing that to
No,
my
no.
attention.
I just want to make sure that they knew. All right. So I have a true life story as of day before yesterday. So I went to get my nails done with my manicurist that has been doing them for 3 years. She travels all the time. She's from Vietnam, and she, not only does she go to Vietnam to visit family, but she takes cruises a lot, like a lot. Okay. And she's always
Mhm.
talking to me about her cruises. And the other day when I went in there, she says, we're going to go on another one, but I book them all myself. And I'm like, yeah, I thought you did. She goes,
Yeah.
but this one I'm afraid to because I don't really know where I'm going. I'm nervous. So she's going to take a med cruise. It's good booking, right? And she's always buying outside balconies, right? She
Yeah.
says, I'm going to take a med cruise, but I don't know anything about the med, and I don't know when I should fly in or where I should fly to. What do I do? And I said, well, why aren't you talking to a travel advisor?
I know,
And
right?
she's like, yeah. And she goes, well, they don't, are there any of those anymore? I'm like, okay, don't even get me going here.
Does that not
But
just kill you? It just drives me
oh, yeah,
nuts.
it's crazy. So anyway, bottom line is I now have somebody I'm going to send to one of our agents that I know well
Mhm.
that has going to have a new client. But the bottom line is that this is so true. This just happened to me. And it's like,
Mhm.
this is a traveler who doesn't really know how to find her travel advisor. So, they are out there, folks. It's a matter of you getting out there in front of them, definitely. So a couple things for you, Jen. It's an excellent idea. It never occurred to me. Thank you. Here's the best one for today. I just
Ooh,
texted a friend who has 80,000 followers on Instagram, women, and she is excited to get together with me and talk about a collaboration. Success from this webinar. Oh my God, this is awesome. This is
I've got
awesome.
my email up there. I want to hear how it went. All
I
he
do
did
too.
was
I do too.
text her.
All right,
And
Debbie,
now,
you have to tell us.
yeah, Debbie, congratulations.
That's
Guys,
awesome.
it's just
That's so
taking
cool.
the time to reach out, look for them, find them. They're there. And again, you're not selling anything, right? So Debbie, I don't, was it Debbie that said it? Was it Deb you said?
Yeah, Debbie is her name. Yeah.
So Debbie, kudos to you, right? But you've known this person for a long time and you haven't thought about it. And I'd be curious as to find out why you hadn't thought about it. And it's possible because you thought you were going to be bothering her or selling her something, or you just never thought about the collaboration. I don't know what it is, but that's what I find a lot of times. People are like, oh no, I don't want to, they're my friend. I don't want to bother them. I don't, I want to be selling, because you're thinking it's about you. It's not, it's about them too. And they want to be a bigger part of their followers' story. That's how people get the stickiness factor and the loyalty, is when they feel like that their partner in this is part of a bigger story, their success story in life. So kudos to you,
Well,
Debbie.
yeah, exactly. She just wrote back just to kind of, so we're kind of in the loop on this. She said that she's thought about it before, but she was nervous. And I love this. She was nervous about asking and getting that many eyes on her. And I get that, it's like, whoa, okay, what have I done? Type thing, like, oh, I'm opening Pandora's box. So yeah, I mean, you got to step lightly, but Debbie, good for you trying and putting it out there.
Well, and Debbie, the thing is you can dictate, just because there's a bunch of eyeballs, dictate what those eyeballs need to do, right? Yeah, are those, so have a conversation with your influencer friend. Have a conversation. Tell her what your goals are. Him, I'm not sure if it's a male or a female. Tell them what your goals are, and you need to clearly define what your goals are. But just have a conversation. Ask those questions.
That's
I'm
where you're
so
going to
proud.
start. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you, Debbie. All right,
I
well
am
let's
too. I am too. All right,
let's
so we're going to go ahead and do the
yeah
prizes, but I want to
yeah.
tell people two things. I just put the correct link, folks, for the Facebook group into the chat area. So if you look at your screen on the right-hand side, you'll see that link in there. You can just copy paste that on your on your computer somewhere and or write it down or whatever. That's the correct link. And Stephen, thank you for sharing that because he shared that with me here.
Okay.
All right, next question is, how has this been recorded? Yes, folks, we always record our webinars and they all will be sent to you. You'll get links to this tomorrow at about this same time. So just be waiting for your email tomorrow afternoon and you'll have links to this particular webinar and be able to listen to it and all of our other ones again. So that's it for the questions, Jen. I think we're ready to do the prizes. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So the
And
first
by
one
the
is
way,
going to
I
be
know the
for
link is working because I've just gotten like 27 requests to join the Facebook group.
See, there you go. Now we know. Okay. Thank you again, Stephen, for sharing that with us. All right. So this first question, I'm going to randomly pick the correct answer for this out of the first 15 that come in that are correct. So question one is going to be, and this is going to be for the consultation with Jen. So this is a very important one to win. Finish this question. And you're going to write the answer, folks, in the questions area on your right-hand side. Okay. Who already has a relationship with ...
There you go.
I'm getting a lot of good answers and we're getting some correct ones. So I just got to count down here. All right. The winner is going to be Ashley Aristotle, which is what a beautiful last name you have. And I probably killed that, but it's a pretty last name. So Ashley, you are going to win a consultation with Jenn Lee. And what is the answer, Jen?
Who already has a relationship with my next best customer? Now, I
Correct.
know Ashley, she's a TPI advisor. She can call me anytime. So I want somebody who doesn't get to talk to me all the time, because at TPI, they can call me whenever they want. Let's pick
Well,
another
here's what we're
person.
going to do. I'm going to give
Yeah,
Ashley the $50 gift card.
there you go.
All right. We'll ask another question, and that person will be the one that gets your consultation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Ashley, you just got $50 richer. All right. Now, next question. So I'm going to clear these out. And question is, as part of your homework, the most important thing you must do before reaching out to an influencer is dot, dot, dot.
And I never said the word homework, so that might be throwing them. But before you reach out to an influencer, what is it that you really kind of got to do? Oh my God, this is cracking me up. Everybody's joining the Facebook page. I love it.
I'm glad it's working. That's awesome.
I got to change that link.
Okay, we got an answer. I'm picking the 10th one randomly. A lot of people are getting this right. The answer is going to be, I'll let you tell the answer, and then the person winning is going to be Courtney Jackson. Courtney, congratulations. You will get a consultation with Jen. Now, don't tell me Courtney's with you with TPI.
No, not that I know of,
Okay,
but I know Ashley
okay,
is. Oh,
okay.
congratulations.
All right, perfect.
No.
Sounds like a plan. All right, so we had a lot of correct answers. What is that answer?
Actively engage with the influencer. You've got to actively engage before you do the reach out.
Perfect. All right. Well, most everybody got that right. They just came about it with a couple different words, but we were looking
Yeah.
for the word actively engaged, so we found it. All right, we're good. Hey, awesome today. Thank you, Jan. Super fun, and I learned a lot.
Yeah, well, and I just normally our webinars are an hour long, but this is how easy this is. It didn't take that long to walk you step by step through it, and I sure hope you all join the Legacy Driven. It's just a passion page that I started a few years back when I realized we've got to help consumers understand the travel advisor's role in their lives and help connect them. So it's all motivation. Hey, read this book. Hey, here's a good podcast. Here's a great webinar. And of course, ask questions if you'd like. But it's not about who's the best partner for this and that. It's really about joining the revolution and helping us really drive our industry to the next level, because it is an exciting time. Business is booming everywhere, and I'm really happy all of you decided to tune in. So thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Someone just wrote in, thank you, Jen, for being a true supporter of our success. And that she is. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. We will look forward to you next time. Lord knows what Jen's going to bring us next time. We always have to wait and see what fun things she's going to do. All right, you guys, I appreciate your time today, and we hope everybody has a great rest of their day. Jen, thank you, my dear friend, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.